foresight of the F sharp major, which is implied by B sus. B sus is like a plagal on plagal cadence to F sharp major. Like, yeah, that pentatonic. To be honest, I really didn't think too much about it. I just sang it in.
Just say that. Next time, just say that. That's the real answer. I respect that answer. Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the reaction log. Whoa! Alright, we got a special, spicy one here for us today. Guess who it is? It's friend of the channel, the greatest friend of the channel, Jacob Collier. I said his name right this time. Why is he the friend of the channel? Because he is why I have a career. What am I? I'm a classical guitarist here on YouTube. Most of you ain't here for that, though, I'll tell you what. I'm really good. Here's what I sound like. You guys like that? You can listen to a little more of that if you watch a practice log, but this is not a practice log, this is a reaction log. This is an interview from Jacob Collier. We're gonna see what that entails. I've seen clips of this interview, full disclosure. I know that he's gonna talk about his ultra super freaking awesome Lydian scale. Without further ado, the video.
Are we rolling? Hit me.
Oh, we're rolling, Jacob.
So, number one, can you tell us more about the super ultra?
We got the shakiest cameraman on earth. Look at this crap.
Are we rolling? Hit me.
Oh my god,
Number
dude.
one, can you tell us more about the super ultra hyper mega meta Lydian scale and how you would use it?
That second part's actually a great question. So you have this crazy scale. How would you actually, like, apply that to music? Can we hear what that might sound like? I like this interviewer so far. He's asking the right questions.
In your improvisation.
Well, let me tell you.
Well, he's like a little stumbled by that. It's like, oh, but how would I use it? I didn't think that far.
The way.
Yeah, dude, it's actually that's real.
The way that the circle of fifths.
Do you know the circle of fifths, by the way? Shout out to that one Wired interview where he asked that college music student if he knew what the circle of fifths was.
Have you ever heard of the circle of fifths?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's...
Oh my... You ever heard of the circle of fifths, Joshua? What are you, in Eastman? Eastman School of Music? They didn't teach you circle of fifths there. Oh, dude, thank God you found this interview. Oh, man. Classic Jacob.
Yeah, I guess the circle of fifths makes music
Facts.
very vivid to me in terms of understanding the bright and the dark side. So the bright side.
Is that what it helps you understand? It helps me understand key signatures, dog. I don't know.
You start on C and go C, G, D, A, E. You know, that's like that's brightening, and then C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat. That's darkening. And you can approach a key center from either side. Like a plagal cadence is very reassuring. It's like hugging the key, and then a perfect cadence is like arriving in the key. And so there are different ways of feeling.
Why are your examples extended harmonies? Your examples can't just be triads, can they, Jacob? My lord. Whose video is this even? Okay, audio examples, transcriptions, and annotations done by Jun Lee. Jun Lee, use some freaking triads. What are you trying to prove over here? Resolve to C2. That's funny. No, that's a funny move. I respect it.
About the brightness and the darkness of things, but yeah, the super ultra hyper mega meta Lydian. I don't know if I call it a scale, but it's like a sound.
That's how I describe all scales.
Lydian, not stopping it at the root when you rise, like you know.
Yeah.
This thing, for me, it's just like that's how Lydian sounds. That's Lydian at its most comfortable. I'm not sure George Russell would agree with me, by the way.
Oh no.
There's one single video that's responsible for leading over 2,000 Christian men to permanently quitting the P word and
polyphony. What other P words do we have? Quitting the piano forte? Good. They went to guitar, I hope. Oh, but hopefully it didn't lead them to the pentatonic scale. Oh god. Unchained leader. How to permanently conquer sexual bondage by eliminating your root unwanted desires. Unwanted desires, though. Those are the best kind, if you ask me. Okay, moving on. Let's look up George Russell really quick. Okay, so he was an American jazz pianist, composer, and theorist. Are you gonna say that he disagrees with you because he thinks that Lydian ends at the root? I mean, according to you, Lydian does end at the root. What we're talking about is ultra super awesome mega Lydian, which is different. So I don't know, I'm a little confused by that.
You know?
Yeah.
This thing, for me, it's just like that's how Lydian sounds. That's Lydian at its most comfortable. I'm not sure George Russell would agree with me, by the way, but
yeah, probably not.
That's optimum brightness. And then if you go, that's like the opposite.
Is this ultra mega mixolydian? Oh, super Locrian? Oh, I could be wrong, I'm sorry.
I don't know if I call it super Locrian, but it like continuously wraps itself around the darker side of the cycle of fifths. Cadences to F, cadences to B flat, E flat, E flat. And yeah, that way of thinking, it's really informed me a lot about...
Why would you call it super Locrian and not just super mixolydian at this point? We're going to the left, like with the flat 7. I don't know, I could be an idiot. Somebody explain why that's super Locrian and not super mixolydian.
Cadences to F, cadences to B flat, E flat, E flat. And yeah, that way of thinking, it's really informed me a lot about, first of all, navigation, but also like colouring in chords.
I saw the post of you discussing negative harmony with Herbie Hancock.
Yeah.
So what is that?
Oh, So
Uh-oh.
yeah, so this it's funny. That's kind of linked to the last question. But this guy Ernst Levy, he wrote a book a few years ago, like a few decades ago, called A Theory of Harmony, and he's from Europe or something. And this book, it's like a classical composition book from quite, I guess, long enough ago that jazz education wasn't a thing. So he thinks very classically about things. But his idea is that harmony can exist. And any chord in any key has a reflection, a polar opposite chord within that key center, based on rotating every single note around the axis of the key center. So, for example, if you're in C, between C and G, that's your axis.
They teach you this in school too. This is all like in Music Theory 4 in university. I don't remember a whole lot from that. I have no idea what it would be. I can't do the math.
And what I do is I reflect every note of that chord G7 over the axis of C and G, which actually is like between E and E flat. So G becomes C, and then B becomes A flat.
Dude, even Jacob's freaking struggling on this.
D becomes F, and F becomes D.
All right, you picked up speed at the end there. All right, I respect it.
So it's like D half diminished?
So it's
Woo! Our boy, the interviewer's quick with those chords. I wouldn't be able to do that. Dude, give me like 30 seconds on that one. My God. D, F, A flat, C. Yeah. D half diminished.
like F minor 6.
Jacob, just give it to him. Just say yes, like D half diminished. Like F minor 6.
But that is like, we all know that sound, like F minor 6 to C major. That's like, like a minor plagal cadence.
Yeah.
It has the same amount of gravity than G7 does, because the voice leading is equivalent. All of the notes have the same amount of gravity to the thing, but like the A flat and F minor 6 wants to sink to the G in the same way that the B wants to rise. So what Ernst talks about is this idea of that polarity, like the gravity is as strong, but it's kind of like it converts everything perfect to plagal. And then if you think about that kind of thing, A7, D7, G7, C becomes E flat minor 6, B flat minor 6, F minor 6 to C. And that's really epic. It sounds like really warm and wonderful, but it doesn't sound like really unfamiliar. It just sounds like it's coming from the other side of the circle of fifths, basically, which is like very in touch with what I feel about circle of fifths.
I don't know. It might sound a little unfamiliar. I mean, it depends on the context, I guess. Is there really anything unfamiliar in jazz? I feel like you can just mash on the piano and it'll just sound fine.
You said that you have a theory that all major chords are built on fifths and all minor chords are built on fourths.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about this theory?
Yeah. Oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
So this is brightening and this is darkening. And
Yeah.
if you think about music in the gestural sense that most people think about it, or don't think about it, which is just experiencing it as, dissonance and consonance, or the beginning to the end, something fast, something slow, something loud, something quiet. Like these are the primary colors of how people consume music. With that in mind, if I hear a chord like
This is your brain
No.
when you're struggling to focus, getting in the zone and staying there. That feels more like luck than something you can control. So that's
Dude, that's why you take Adderall. I'm just kidding. I don't take
why we made
Adderall.
brain
I would, though. Give me a prescription, doctors.
FM.
yeah, something like this.
Dude, Jacob is freaking on it. Oh my God. That is nuts.
Yeah. Something like this.
Jacob Collier gets a lot of hate in my comments section. You can not like his songwriting or his like compositions and stuff. Man, he knows what he's doing though. Okay, and that can be worth whatever you think that's worth, but he knows. Jacob knows.
Like C minor 13 or whatever.
Yeah.
That feels like a major chord to me more than a minor chord,
Yeah, sure. Why not?
because it's like it's the relative minor of E flat major.
Do you ever use Dorian mode?
Yeah, dude. You're just gonna gloss over that? Do you ever use Dorian what?
Do you ever use Dorian mode on minor chords?
Yeah, why not? Why, like, on some of them.
Yeah, I do. Like I guess that's Dorian. That's C Dorian.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's good. But if you want to make something more minor, then instead of using more minor scales, I think going further around the flat side circle of fifths is how you do it. Like if you go do do do, and compare that to do 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 do, like that's super Lydian versus Phrygian or Locrian, and it's the most profound difference between major and minor that I've ever come across. Way more than like C minor, C major. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I don't know what you mean at all. That second example sounded way more like a difference between C minor and C major. I don't know, maybe my classical ears are just too used to like triads. I find with those extended harmonies, like the further you go out, the more ambiguous, like between minor and major, it becomes. That's just me. Like when I hear both of those and you ask me like which one feels more minor or more major, it's like, what? Like, I don't know.
You compare that to do 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 do.
They both just sound like really far out chords. I'm at a loss with that one. We'll see if I change my mind as I'm editing this.
Way more than like C minor, C major. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, I can't even tell the difference between those two chords. That one was impossible.
That way of thinking about things. I just had a philosophy that fourths is more minor than like inverting a major scale to a minor key.
Your usage of minor ninth, the interval minor ninth, is different from every other musician. This kind of voicing, like
Was that not a question? All right.
like you said,
Yeah.
Ooh, all right, dude. He's stepping up to the plate, dude. He swung. He got on base with that one too. He did well. I feel like he was a little nervous to do that, but he kind of killed it. And he put the piano in later. It worked. Dude, nice one. He's toe-to-toe with Jacob right now. The only thing that would be insane is if he told me this guy didn't also have perfect pitch.
Like where I put that semitone, you mean?
yeah.
It's funny. It's super important, and it's quite a distinctive thing to use. And obviously, you can space that out, and make it like a minor ninth interval as well. If you have like.
Oh, we're off to the races now. This might appear as an interview. We're watching a fight between giants right now. Let's see what we have.
Yeah. Like
He went back down. Nice.
that's A minor 11, but it's got the minor ninth in it. That's like an emotional choice.
Yeah.
You know, you think, oh, I want it to feel a bit more longing than just being like. It's like normal fifths, you know. Swapping notes around and making choices about like where to distribute the tension. That's like a lot of that. You know, a lot of arranging is about that, as opposed to what notes you choose to put in chords. You know, in some ways you can make a list of all the notes in a chord, and that doesn't mean anything until you decide how to use those notes and where to put them. That's a lot of it, and that's even before you decide how to sing them. You know,
Right.
like whether I record this note 2 times or 3 times or 4 times, whether I pan them all over the place or pan them in the center, and whether those notes go ah or ha, and all those choices. Like, you know, once you have an arrangement, that's the very beginning of the process.
Don't gotta worry about that if you just play other people's music. We do have to worry about or 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 We can pick that.
In your arrangement of You and I, which won the Grammy Award 2 days
Oh,
ago.
I guess so, yeah.
Oh, I guess so. I guess so. Did it really? Oh shoot, dude. I was drunk the whole time. I didn't know that.
Like,
At exactly 3-minute and 20-second mark, you sing a B major pentatonic scale over a C major 13 chord. How does that make sense to you?
It's because, like, it's just notes to him. It doesn't matter if it does or doesn't make sense. Like, I think, again, what I learned from Jacob every time I listen to him is that all notes sound good with anything, and it just doesn't really matter. So, C major 13 over B pentatonic? Why not? I don't know.
what's the context? Where is it in the tune?
Yeah, it's like, did I do that? Oh my god, are you serious? That doesn't make sense. This won a Grammy? Are you kidding me?
No.
Oh yeah.
Okay, oh, he went for it. Cue the editing. Yeah, we don't need to hear that. All right. He gave up on that one, I understand. It's fine. He could have sang any pentatonic scale there, and it would have been fine, I feel.
Producers, this plugin
No.
helps you finish your tracks way faster. Check this out. I'm gonna
Is
start
it just AI?
with this loop that I made here.
Wow, you really... That's a sick loop you made. Heck yeah. 2 tracks. You were not Jacob Collier.
And I'm gonna use co-producer to fill out this song. So first, I'm gonna click capture your audio.
Oh my god, is it just gonna add more parts without you having to do it?
Now let's analyze the harmony and rhythm of my song. I'm gonna type in
We're being pretty loose with the term song here. This is 2 bars of something. It's not a song.
groovy R&B guitar and
Oh, dude, this is the future of being a musician right here. Jacob, can you compete with co-producer? It is literally co-producer. It's like having someone else write your song.
samples.
Oh, this is awful. I hate this so much. This is so messed up. No. Art is dead. You just have so many. Oh god. The hard part about this is like you still have to write a bass line and drum beat. I don't want to do that.
So I like this one. So I'm gonna drag it in, and you can drag in as many samples as you want. There are no credits. So I
Oh my god.
wanna add one more thing to my song, and I think vocals would sound really good here.
Yeah, you think vocals would sound good to your song? This is so messed up. Oh my god.
I'm gonna search for smooth R&B vocals.
Yeah, and just go ahead and write some lyrics over that too. Like, why not?
Let's work with that. If you make music, you need this plugin. Go download Co-Producer free today.
Dude, I want to run my fugue through that and be like, can you add some rap over this? Can I hear what that would sound like? Give a drum beat to this thing, please. We can hate on Jacob. At least he writes in all of his notes, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, in some ways, it's like it's the foresight of the F sharp major or G flat major tonality, which is implied by B sus. B sus is like a plagal on plagal cadence to F sharp major. It's like A major 7, which is like A, E, D.
Yeah.
F sharp. Plagal.
Yeah.
So that is like, if I go, yeah, I guess. Yeah, that what that pentatonic means is I'm going to F sharp. That's one thing it means. And the other thing is I think it fits over the C chord that I can't remember what it is. It's probably like C, G, E, A, B, D sharp, F sharp or something like that.
Yeah, dude, the C chord. Why wouldn't it fit over that?
Like, yeah, that pentatonic. To be honest, I really didn't think too much about it. I just sang it in.
Just say that. Next time, just say that. That's the real answer. I respect that answer.
But if you asked me to explain it, I could say, yeah, it should.
Yeah, I could like after come up with an explanation for it. I could explain anything like that. Yeah.
Is what's to come, the F sharp major tonality, which is the key the whole song's in, and also your ear just hears it going sharp, and like the sharpness of F sharp pentatonic, the most sharp possible pentatonic, resolving to B sus, like A major 7 over B. That's so rich, because you hear the A sharp flat into A, and you hear the D sharp flat into one. You feel like, do you know what I mean? Like everything goes.
You know what I mean? We really don't, but it's fine.
It like goes from like major to and like
Maybe.
Even our host is like, maybe. I don't know, dude. I'm sorry I asked this question.
You have, when a chord change happens, the more you have the ability to feel that change and be affected by it. So if you compare A pentatonic to F sharp pentatonic.
No, he's gonna keep going on this? No, dude, you already answered it. Let's roll the answer and skip to the next question.
To be honest, I really didn't think too much about it. I just sang it in.
How's playing the harmonizer different from playing the piano in terms of voice leading?
What's a harmonizer?
Hello.
What's up, bro?
Wagwan. This is my favourite place
Waka One. What'd you
to
say?
be in the whole world. It's my music room at home in London. Very
Looks great, dude. I'm glad you cleaned up for this video.
excited to share it with you. This is my harmonizer. I haven't decided whether it's a boy or a girl, but I think it's a boy.
Glad we're getting to the meat and potatoes of this video. You know, I don't know if my guitar is a girl or a boy either.
Everything I sing with my vocal cords and my mouth and my mind is translated into different notes of my choosing. You can do things like this. And you can go,
It's actually kind of dope. Does guitar have one of those?
if I lay by your side, oh, next to you, next to you. That's kind of how it works. You can also
That is kind of how it works. That's freaking dope, by the way. I need a guitar harmonizer, please. Somebody make it. Thanks.
If in that B sus chord, if it's the bar, like, you know, the bar needs to be able to lean on the bar, because the bar is really important. And so I want to sing that maybe, like, maybe 1.5 times louder than the bar, and I might sing it 3 times instead of 2, and put it here, here, and here, and then the bar is here and here, and all those choices. Like, you can't do that with the harmonizer. You just have to play the harmony. So it's like, it's a kind of a shallower version of doing it, but it's in its own right. It's a very dynamic and fully fledged instrument, and it made me get voice leading together a lot. Because with a piano, you can just go bundle, 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 and they all sound great.
That is how you play piano, by the way.
When you say they are close or...
Dude, that's like the bouncer or something.
Oh, really?
Got the muscles. You guys saw the muscles there. The tattoos.
Okay, we can do that.
Jacob just gave him the old intimidator there. Hey, buddy. Yeah, we can do that, dude. Jacob's a scary man.
I have to choose one.
You guys could always just go into the parking lot and continue this interview.
You recently mentioned microtonal voice leading in an interview with the New York Times.
Dude, that is a crazy New York Times topic.
Well, the basic idea is that, as I was saying before, the human ear just hears things moving, and then things arriving. There's a good example I can give. So, you know Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Of course, yeah.
Alright! So, like, join in any reindeer games. You see that? But what you could do is, join in any reindeer games.
So you put something between F sharp and...
Well, it's less that you put, it's not like G and then the chord between F sharp and G and then F sharp. It's more like you erase all idea of like notatable harmony, and you just think, I'm at G and my destination is E, so I go ba da 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 da. You divide it equally up, you know, or into more than like 5 da 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 da, you know. And if you can do that, all that matters is that you're aiming.
If you can do that, you're Jacob Collier.
All that matters is that you're arriving in a place. It doesn't matter how you get there. That's actually why harmony works, is because it's like, I'm here, and then I arrive at the place. And all you need is someone do something satisfying that's not like da 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 ba. That's not an arrival, you know. It's about thinking about voicing more gesturally.
Yeah.
I don't know how you'd write that down. Luckily you need to think about that, and I don't.
Right.
Well, guys, what we learned from this, when you're Jacob Collier, it's not being pitchy, it's microtonal voice leading. It doesn't mean you need to practice more, it means you've practiced too much. Okay, that was a pretty interesting one. There's a part 2, I guess they went out to the parking lot, which is cool. We'll watch that later. We'll go ahead and wrap this one up here. So, hopefully you enjoyed that Jacob Collier takedown video. Pretty rough with him in this one, I know, guys, I'm sorry. So, you know, if you've made it this far, be sure to subscribe and leave a like. If you want some classical guitar lessons, send me an email. And, of course, we have that seminar on Patreon coming up where I teach you how to teach a proper first classical guitar lesson. That's cool if you want to get into teaching. Link for OutSchool if you want to start teaching. Be sure to use my link to sign up for it. That helps me out. Yeah, and what else we got? Head on down over to Rutan's Delight for some merch. That's at storehands.com. I was told that I should maybe say the website name because it's a little confusing. What is Rutan's Delight? That's the name of my online store. I sell merch there. Yeah, and I think that pretty much covers this one. So, I'll see you in the next one.